Hi, everyone. This is Ronnie Rowe, Ronnie Rowe Designs, and I'm here again this week to make my second YouTube video. I did one last week. I got a few responses from the Needle Bug, Karen Bug, Beverly Cooing. I'm sorry about the name, Margene Boyd, and Ms. Miggins. Really do appreciate a whole lot you guys making some comments, and I'm going to try to answer some of your questions. But first, last week when I did a video, I was sitting in my office doing that, and my wife looked at it and said, God, your background is terrible. You got this office, which is a bunch of mess and clutter. You got to do something better. So this week I put my design up. One of the designs I'll be showing this coming weekend, next weekend, in the 2022 Needlework Expo, and that'll be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday that we'll be having that. And that is a virtual meeting or virtual show online for distributors, buyers, shop owners, and people who have signed up. So anyway, one of the designs that I'm going to be showing at that expo is what you see behind me right now. This is a lock that I did, and someone was asking me, why did you do a lock? Well, actually, I was looking at doing some old barns, and I've historically been doing buildings in the past, a lot of that when I first got started. And I actually built a shed or barn behind my house that had a lock very similar to this. Well, it wasn't really similar to this. It was a lock similar to this. And in fact, I went to Home Depot or Lowe's, everywhere it was at the time, and bought this lock to put on it. And I put it on a double door and didn't measure anything. And every time I've gone out to my shed, I've had trouble with the snap thing, getting it so I can open the doors. But anyway, so I said, I'm going to do a picture of a lock. So I found a picture and of this old lock. And so I decided, well, I'll try it and I'll dress it up. I'll do some colors in it, and decided that I wanted to put approximately 30, 35 colors in this lock. And so make it kind of stand out. So that's what I did. I drew it all out, colored it, put it on graph like I normally do. I'm using a Macintosh doing everything which I do, the final product. And this is what I came up with. I thought it was very interesting. A lot of the things you see on this design is really background noise. In between, I guess, maybe point in between up here at the top where you see the three bolts, everything in between that is really noise. It's copy and just put the same colors in and twist them and turn them 90 degrees or 180 degrees. And so this is what I came up with. I found it very interesting. A lot of people have liked it. They wanted to know more about it. So more about it, it is, let me see what this lock is. It is 239 stitches wide by 126 inches high, and the design consists of 7 sheets that I have in this. So this is relatively a small design, but it's also a complicated design in the fact that you have to change colors a lot if you stitch the way I do. And so anyway, it was time. It is fairly time consuming, but when it's framed up at the end, I think you have a decent looking picture, pretty picture. So that's how I came up with a lock. And what I'm planning on doing in the weeks to come with more videos is I'm going to put a design up and talk a little about it and how I came up with the design and how many stitches are in the design. And anything relative about it that you'd like to know, just put a question on the comment page, and I'll be happy to get back with you and tell you all about this design. Right now, the designs that I'm doing for the Needlework Expo, they are not on my Etsy page right now, and they're not on my web page, because what I have done in the past, when I went to Nashville markets or years ago, going to Charlotte back in the day or Atlanta, what I would do with my new designs, I would wait a couple months normally to put them out on my website. And the reason why is this gives the shops a better opportunity to make a sale, if you will, on these designs, the ones that order the designs. And so that's really what I do to promote people to buy from the shops. So anyway, but it will be out there at some point in time. But if anybody here is interested, give me a holler and I'll see what I can do. Right now, these new designs that I'm doing for all of my new designs that I'm doing for the expo are going to be available very shortly. To answer one of the questions I got this week was, are these going to be available in PDF format? Well, and probably sometime down the road on SD, they might be available for a download, but I'm not planning on that anytime soon. And another question was, are my patterns comparable to using Pattern Keeper? And the answer is no. And the reason why that is because the way I design, the way I do something is entirely different than other people. And when I finally put my pages together for printing of these, I'm using Keynote in a Macintosh format, and that's very comparable to a PowerPoint, if you will. That's where I put everything together with my graphs and my little X's and O's and all of that. So, and that's really isn't compatible. I have in the past got in touch with people at Pattern Keeper and sent them some of my stuff, and they had a very difficult time trying to put that into a PDF format to put it into Pattern Keeper. But my PDF files that I have out on SD, none of those are comparable to Pattern Keeper either. So, but anyway, that's the way I do it. I mean, I know other people use Pattern Keeper. I know Jules used Pattern Keeper, and it's very, very good at that. So, but that's what I do. Um, this week, been a busy week. Haven't done a lot of cross stitching. Started on some new stuff, and or actually thinking about some new stuff that I want to be doing for next year. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm coming out with a brand new black and white. In the past, I've done the Mount Rushmore. I've done the American Indians. I've done all of that. The Flight, which was very popular, where I took the picture of the Earth and Leonardo da Vinci and put together everything in black and white. I'm coming up with something a little bit different, or something a big project. It's going to be a big project, but another black and white similar to Flight. I'm not going to reveal right now what it is, but it's going to be. I think it's going to be fun when I finally get through with this. But like I say, I'm in the stage right now of just kind of putting pieces of it together, trying to figure out what I want to do. So at the end, I'll have something. Again, I hope you like what I've done with my background instead of looking at the office. And so any comments, I would really appreciate it a whole lot. And so, and I do appreciate everyone who has left comments and people who have signed up to subscribe to Ronnie Rowe Designs YouTube channel, and I really appreciate it very, very much. And I hope you get something out of this. This week, what have we been doing this week? I've been crabbing. This week. I live very close to Chesapeake Bay, and a friend of mine, we get together early in the mornings and we go out on the Chesapeake Bay and we go crabbing. And so we did that this past week and caught a lot of crabs, Chesapeake Bay blue crabs. Went home, steamed them, sat down and ate them. So we had fun doing that. Maybe I can do something with cross stitch with crabbing. I don't know. I don't know who would want to buy it, but anyway, maybe so. We'll see. Next week, I'm going to put up another design like you see behind me right now, and one of the new ones that I'm going to be showing in on the virtual meeting coming up next weekend. So stay tuned for that. Any comments, questions that you want for Ronnie Rowe Designs, put them out there. I'll be happy to come back and answer each and every one of your questions. And again, some of my future projects are to show you some of my original Williamsburg designs that I did back a long, long time ago. They're really the way I got started in cross stitch, and share that with you and how I designed them and how I came up with an idea and how I started and marketing all of this. And so anything like that, I'll be happy to share with anyone out there. So anyway, for this week, I hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you enjoy my new design and my background. And anyway, stay tuned next week. We'll have another video. And one thing I can tell you is keep stitching. Thank you very much and have a great week.